My name is Simon Fiore. For those of you who haven't seen my welcome video when you download the app, I am a fellow realtor in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I've been an agent going on 10 years and not as active these days as FINTRACKER is keeping me really busy. I am the founder of FINTRACKER. Our team has really grown since. And before I begin, I should point out BDAR was the first board to take FINTRACKER on as a member benefit for their agents. You should thank them for that. And because of that, they were responsible for 7 other boards joining us. We're now over 31,000 users and quickly becoming an industry standard, as we should. The existing process is extremely flawed, and we have replaced that with a streamlined process using a mobile app. Now, for those of you that are already using the application, we're going to touch on a few new features, and then maybe we'll get into a sneak peek for 2.0, which has been long awaited, but I would like to get that perfected before we roll it out. And BDAR will be the first to use the 2.0 once we're done with the beta testing. For those of you who have yet to use FINTRACKER, we hope you download it today. It's free to use if you are a member of the Barrie District Association of Realtors. Once you download the app, very easy to use. For those who are already using the app, we hope that not only are they spreading the good word, but you give us a review on the app stores and subscribe to our YouTube page, as the new features for 2.0 will be populated there. And we will also send out videos to Barrie. Not much will change, a little bit of cosmetics, and then a few new features asking you to fill out the field or industry along with the occupation. We'll get to that as we go along here. So once you've downloaded the app, obviously, this is the home page. The registration part is the hardest part of getting started with FINTRACKER. Make sure you select Barrie board and select your brokerage so that you're synchronized with that office. Once you're in, it's very simple. You start a FIN by selecting individual identification. Scan from camera. If the ID is expired, guys, you cannot use it, saving you from having that major deficiency or leading to a possible fine or a fraudulent ID. We will detect that. We can scan ID cards, licenses, passports, Nexus cards. We've answered the call to all of your requests. The other day we did a German license from Germany, so international documents as well. Once you scan that, the only field you need to put in before you can save it is occupation. And of course, your office wants you to put maybe the place of employment or the field or industry. Elaborate on that field. You can simply scroll down and save that for later, replacing your process of taking photos and storing them in your photo library. We know you're doing that. Stop it. And for those of you who are using that habit that I used to use, go into your photo library today and take the time to delete those, because that is putting your clients at risk for identity theft. So replace that with a quick and easy scan and save. And you can recall that form under your incompleted file folder, which is a new feature we've added in since we last chatted. At your convenience, or when the deal materializes, you go ahead and complete it. For those of you who like to complete the form in its entirety when your clients are present, that's a great habit to have, and you can also do that. This is what it would look like. Once you enter the address, we have a new map widget, and like I mentioned, it should spell out the city and province. Moving on, all the information is there. Pre-populated your name, your brokerage, today's date, there's the transaction property address, the form date. You can edit any of these fields. And there is the scan. I see now that there is an abbreviation for address, but I believe we have fixed that, and it will populate onto the form as Manitoba written out. Whether it's in this version or in our update, which is right around the corner, bear with us. For those of you whose offices are asking to spell it out, unfortunately, if it is not doing that now, please continue to do so until we get the fix out to you. It knows it's a government issued ID. If you don't have a photo ID and you want to use the credit file option, select credit file and we'll give you the mandatory fields. Dual ID, same. When you select those fields, we'll offer you those mandatory fields. And don't be afraid if you missed anything, because if you try and submit a form without having it completed, we'll take you to the missing fields. In this case, it's a photo ID. Hopefully, the majority of the time you're using that, or you're making your job really hard. It knows it's a driver's license, Manitoba, Canada, and there is the ID numbers, both the alphabetical soup on the front and the numerical on the back. For those auditors who aren't communicating, on the East Coast, they ask for the numbers on the front. On the West Coast, they ask for the numbers on the back. Here we have both, above and beyond our Call of Duty. Third party, very simple. I asked my client when? Today. No, I don't suspect third party. And now the new guidelines from FINTRACK ask that the risk assessment and the business relationship be filled out every time. So every transaction is now considered a business relationship. And they want you to take an extra measures when completing your forms. They want us to sit there and fill out paragraphs of information on what our company policy is over and over again on every transaction. We've pre-populated some of the most common ones, which is ask the client to provide current documents and or search the client's name through the internet to see if they come up on any most wanted lists or high risk. Our office asks the client to provide a current document each time, so I select that and we populate that field. Adding another will add a secondary person on title or on the offer or listing, and repeat this process by scanning the ID, filling out the third party, business relationship, and risk assessment. If we're adding a receipt of funds, very simple. Simply add the receipt of funds, and we ask for the amount. If you're using a bank draft, Ventrac has asked that you provide the origins account. Very important. To talk to your client, say, yes, I understand this is a bank draft, but the account number on here is from the bank. What account is it drawn from, and who is the account holder? One of the largest loopholes for money laundering in our industry is using a third party to provide the deposit and not naming that third party. So it's important that you find out what the origins account number are, and you'll see here we request that you enter the account number in either account 1 or account 2, and you should document and keep record of the bank draft account number. Once you do that, you can submit the form. Let's do that together here. Residential property, no other details. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change that to check. And once you submit the form, you'll be asked who you'd like to send it to. In my office, we have the back-end portal set up, and if any of your offices are using FINTRACKER at a 90% agent usage or more, it's time to contact us and set up the back portal. The back-end portal will send notification emails to your compliance officer with the transaction property address. They can hit the link. It will take them to the back-end portal where the forms are all stored, and they can reconcile them or upload or print them there. So let them know if you have a moment. For now, most of you are using the send as PDF, and you select the recipient or enter the recipient if it's your first time, and create a default recipient. You can enter unlimited amount of recipients here, so don't worry. If you have maybe offers department and a listings department, you can enter those here and select the one that requires it when submitted. We use SSL encryption to transmit the data. So no worries, none of the information is stored on your device, and hopefully you have a passcode to get into your phone. And if you're really worried about security, sign out of the app each time and sign in. Some devices do offer 4-digit passcode or your thumbprint or facial biometrics to get in. You can set that up with the app. But all forms are stored on the back end regardless. The forms that they receive are, as you saw, we just recalled the data to the form from our highly secured server in Toronto. And you will be able to see your PDFs here. And they are the CREA license forms, perfectly legible, completed in its entirety, and efficiently with no errors, avoiding you time, paper, and of course, reducing your margin for errors in audit. Now, during COVID, we had some unique requests that clients were not physically present. How do we identify our clients that are not physically present? Well, Ventrac has told us that we can have a FaceTime and gather the information through that and physically verify that that's the client. That is during COVID. We don't want you creating a bad habit of using that once the guidelines go back to normal, where you are supposed to use a mandatory. Well, we have the technology that has the ability to not only verify, but authenticate the document. So verify it in a FaceTime and document all this in your training manuals. That's what FINTRACKER is requesting, that you use FINTRACKER to identify physically present and non-physically present clients. You will verify the identity physically, ask them to send you an image of the back, and once you have done that, let's do this in real time, you ask them to hold the ID up about a foot away from the camera, let the camera zoom in. Once they send that to you, you can then scan from photo library, selecting the image, and the app does the rest for you. Now you saw that message just popped up. It's asking you to delete that image regardless if it's not a true high resolution copy of your client's ID, but we want to make sure that you delete those images of the barcode as well. It's good habit to do so. And then you would repeat the process. Now, for those of you already using the app, you probably appreciate the Search Previous tab, which allows you to reuse the ID and put a new transaction property address. When you're listing a property today and then selling a property a few weeks or months later, all you have to do, or vice versa, all you have to do is search your client's name. Obviously, Simon Fiore has been identified thousands of times, but you can select that and it'll auto-populate the form, only leaving the transaction property address to complete, and away you go. If the ID is expired from the last time you identified your client, it will not allow you to do it. So make sure that you do this when you're with your client, as when you leave them, you will have to probably ask them to send you an image of the barcode, not the front. And that is pretty much it. A good little refresher for the existing users, and hopefully a clear demo for the new users. And let's see if I can do a quick sneak peek at our upcoming 2.0. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do that. That's all right. We will send that out as soon as we have it. if there's any questions, I see there's a few. I'd love to take those and hopefully we can answer them for you. Danielle, if you can help me with that.
Of course.
Excellent.
Any questions? I
Let's see.
think we answered those ones. No other questions?
No other questions. I did such a great job. Nobody
You're
has
just so
questions.
thorough.
Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are all sorts of features there. 30-minute videos, 30-second videos. We know how agents are always in a hurry, so we made the videos very short, and you can always look there for features. If you have any questions, you can hit the help button within the app and send us a question. I see some are coming in.
Okay. I am always having trouble finding Google Play. Any suggestions? Doug, there should be a search bar on your screen that you can search for Google Play. Or, yeah.
Doug, are you saying it's hard to find FinTracker in Google Play or hard to find Google Play Store? Hopefully you don't have to download the app more than once.
Haven't found Google Play. Doug, you can give me a call after. I'll put my number and then I'll help you sort that out. Can it be used with any board? What other boards, Simon?
Right now in your area, Kitchener-Waterloo, Guelph, Brentford, or is it Brantford? I apologize. BRREA, KWAR, GDAR, and BDAR, of course, Newfoundland, Labrador, and a few others. But in your area, it's GDAR, KWAR, BDAR, and BRREA. If your board doesn't have it, it's because they haven't heard about it. We are batting 100%. Every time we present to a board, they take it on. So give us a recommendation to your board. We'll have the opportunity to demonstrate this. It's a no-brainer. Agents should not have to risk deficiencies, nor do brokers. This is so easy to use, and we've made it extremely affordable, not just on the board level, but on the individual level. So if your board doesn't take it on, you can download the app today, and you'll have a 60-day free trial. For those of you that are here that aren't a part of Barry, you can use the app for 60 days, and then you'll be prompted to select a subscription. It's $29.99 annually, less than a cup of coffee a month. But if your board or your brokerage takes it on, we offer aggressive discounts. So let your broker know and let your board know. Next question.
Is FINTRAC offering any guidelines for clients far away when you can't use the barcode on the back?
So during COVID, I believe you can have a FaceTime with your client, take a look at their identifying non-physically present clients' other methods. You can just Google that and put FINTRAC behind it, and it'll show you both explanations or guidelines. It says that you can use a technology that has the capability of scanning barcodes, holograms, and watermarks. I think they are indirectly endorsing FinTracker, but who knows? So yeah, we don't claim to be FinTrack experts, but we do have a lot of knowledge and want to help you guys out. If you have direct AML questions, you can send them to us. We do have experts from the AML shop that we speak to. They are like the accountants that you would call and ask tax questions for without raising red flags.
Perfect.
I've seen a few other, no?
Can you use the app on a MacBook, or do you have to use it with your phone?
Great question. FinTracker is available for your username and password. You can sign in on any device, tablets, desktops. Obviously, if you're on a desktop, it's not many desktops have the ability to scan IDs with your camera, but you can try it out. I believe some of the really smart ones can. But accessing your forms or anything like that, yes. you can go sign into FinTracker on your desktop. Keep in mind, you can upload forms. If you're using document management systems, you can upload them from your device or from your desktop.
Is there a number for FinTrack customer service?
FinTrack customer service, again, full disclosure, we are not FinTrack, we are FinTracker. And if you're talking about our application, you can contact us through the app on the help tab, or go to our website and call our 1-800 number. For FinTrack, just go to the FinTrack website, and I'm sure they have a customer service number, but good luck with that.
I have 2 FinTracker apps on my Google Play Store. Which one is yours?
You have 2 FinTracker apps. Very interesting. Does one say 2.0 and or for the individual who sees that, can you take a screenshot and send that to Simon@fintracker.ca? Would you mind doing that? And then we can answer the question directly.
And is Treb a customer?
We presented to Treb. As you know, Treb has 74,000 agents that are dual board membership, or in some are just strictly with Treb. I believe that if you continue to pressure them, they will accept our proposal. So give them a call. If they hear enough demand, they will have to supply. We're waiting patiently for Trev.
as we always are. Okay, I think that's everything. Just Dawn's question about the 2 apps.
Another one just came in, or maybe a comment.
Oh, yeah. I have had sellers with expired IDs due to COVID. They are told at this time they don't have to renew.
Yes, that was an issue that came up, and I believe they've reopened those channels for them to renew their IDs. I could be wrong. What you'll have to do in that case, and this is really rare, guys, unfortunately, we don't have a workaround right now, other than you manually entering the ID into the application. So you'd have to enter each field, including the expiry date, and you'd have to add the expiry date for 5 years after. And then in your measures taken, you would have to document the situation. Okay, that's the best we can do for now.
Okay, Dawn, back to the two apps. One app is Wizards Inc. and the other is SMCS Global.
Use the Web Wizards one for now. I'll have a look at that. If somebody can screenshot that, we might have a legal battle here.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And then thanks. So the spelling on Ontario in the address line will be changing or fixed in an update or on 2.0 version.
So I'm going to get on my phone right now and see if we can make sure that this fix translates to the 1.0, and so you don't have to wait for the 2.0. I was under the impression my team had updated that for 1.0. So we'll see if we can get that fixed out to you shortly. My apologies for any inconveniences. Another question. Just came in.
What is your email for the screenshots again?
Oh, it's Simon@fintracker.ca or info@fintracker.ca.
And Dawn, just so you know, this is the one that you're supposed to have. I just pulled it up on my Play Store just so you can see what the right one is.
FinTracker 3.0?
Yeah, I don't see any other different FinTrackers in Play Store. So
we are in Winnipeg, Manitoba. That is our head office. So it's very possible that my team published a second version for our cryptocurrency account. We're working with the crypto world now, and the crypto ATMs have fallen under the FinTrack regime, and we're going to help them out as well.
Great. I think that's everything. Awesome.
No other questions. Excellent. Again, send us a message through the app. Thank you, Barry, for the opportunity. It's always a pleasure. Say hello to Julia for me.
I will.
And we look forward to many years of service with you guys.
Great.
Thank you very much. Happy
Thanks so
selling.
much.
Have a great day.